This is Greg Lansing of Indiana State Basketball. You're listening to the home of Sycamore Athletics, WIBQ 97.9 FM. A football town, you see the cathedral of Lambeau Field, and we were just so excited. I was so excited to get that win and come back because I knew at 1 o'clock on Saturday I was going to be out there watching us win another tough football game against Illinois State, and I'm so excited to have Coach Mallory here, and there's no bigger football fan than me. I know that, but it is basketball season, so I kind of try to dedicate most of my time to that. But on Saturday, it's all about Sycamore football.
And the weather in Green Bay helped prepare us for Saturday. Want to give a shout out and a thank you to the fans that came to Memorial Stadium. They were bundled up. It was a tough day to be a fan outside watching.
I told Coach today. Coach stopped through the office. It was a beautiful day for football. The sun was out. It wasn't too windy. It's cold. I mean, it's going to be cold. It's a difference. The toughness of a football player choosing the sport to play outside. Us basketball guys, we're a little softer, so we got to be inside. But I thought it was a great day.
Well, and you're a guy who walked to class at South Dakota every day, too. So
and that mile walk every morning for 7:45 class at USD in Vermilion, South Dakota was pretty tough.
Yeah, no question. Your team starting the season this week on the road with Ball State before going to Green Bay, opening with 2 road games and getting a split.
Yeah, I think going into Ball State's really good. They have high expectations. They won 19 last year. They're thinking NCAA tournament this year. Huge rivalry, and they won in here last year. We had won in there the previous year. They have a little more of a veteran-type group than we do. Just a really I like their team, watching them. They're a different group than the type of guys that we have. And we were right there, and I just thought that in the second half that they were the more aggressive team, the team that was a little more mature, the team that was a little more experienced, and it showed. I thought our defense was terrible, to put it frankly. You're giving up 54 points and 58%. You're not going to win any game. I don't care who you're playing when you do that. But we learned a lot from it. And to go on the road against Green Bay in the afternoon, it's just a whole different deal. And play against a team that plays 12 guys, a bunch of athletes, press you the whole game. They're after you. It's a team that plays different than any team that we will play. To do what we did, I thought was a great testament. They gave Iowa everything they wanted yesterday in Iowa City.
Ball State also giving Purdue all they wanted as well over the weekend. And you mentioned that defense. I know you really challenged your team going into that Green Bay game to be better at that end, and alternated some zone throughout the contest that I thought threw them off a bit in the first half.
Well, we had to, and Marcus is, obviously my staff is as good as it gets, and I think Coach Mallory would tell you the same thing about his. Belch, I'm not one guy that's going to switch to zone, and even if you're down 8-2 at that first media timeout, Belch is chirping in your ear, this is what we need to do with certain lineups, and we're going to have to play a different way at times until we get our full roster. But that's what it is. We understand that, so we're going to have to do that. So we did it. I thought we executed it very well. We stuck with it in the good and the bad and all that. And for you go throughout a game like that. I think we kind of controlled a lot of it when you have Tyreek Key and Jordan Barnes with the ball in their hands. Against a team that pressures you a lot, I think you feel pretty good about that. And then to be able to gut it out after they come all the way back, take the lead, and us to close it out, it was a great win.
Career highs for both Jordan Barnes and Tyreek Key with 29 and 22 respectively in that ball game. And talk about the close of the game. It seemed like our possessions were good down the stretch, whereas at times last year that was an area we struggled.
Just getting the ball in bounds at times, and we're a different team. We're a different team with the changeover. You graduate guys, you move on to the next. And again, as a coach, what we've gone through maybe the last couple of years, it's a little different than what we are now. I can remember with my dad as a press breaker, say somebody's really pressuring you, making it hard for you to get it. Just go get the ball. Just go get the ball. And Jordan Barnes and Tyreek Key did an unbelievable job of that. You want those guys with the ball in their hands, having the chance to get fouled, making pressure free throws at the end of the game. And I thought after they took the lead, Tyreek made an unbelievable play. We got the lead back, and from then on, those two controlled the game.
Indiana State winning 78-74 in a game that had 55 fouls called, had to present a challenge from a coaching standpoint to mix and match lineups.
Yeah, we did. We have to do that anyway. You know, we feel like at times we can play bigger, but nobody plays bigger anymore. Everybody plays smaller, so I know that's a way. Eventually, we're going to play, especially after Christmas, most probably. But we're fouling out 3 guys, and it just seemed like in the second half, every time you did anything, there was a blow of the whistle. And the way they play is a very hard way to officiate. It really is. And I was a little more animated probably than I am most of the time with those officials. They're officials from another league. They don't know me. They certainly let me vent. They did a good job. They handled it. I thought maybe you're on the road. You know, you're not going to get the the whistle that you would like to for the most part. And our guys just handled it in a great way. The next guy was up. The next guy was in. Somebody fouled out. The next guy came in. He did his job, and we handled it.
2 other things from Friday. First, I know you guys raised better than $100,000 with your fundraiser. It was nice to take a couple people with us on this trip.
Yeah, that was great. Mitch Fuqua and some of his posse, that was great. We had 4 of those guys, and, you know, this is how it is. And you've been around us long, and a lot of guys in this room. I see Luke sitting there, Ace sitting there, and Coach obviously knows there is nothing better than going on the road with your team. Win or loss, I love it. I love it as much as anything. But then to get a win, and you be around Mitch and his group after the game, they're calling it a trip of a lifetime. This is the second game of the year. You know, it's not like Coach's Western Illinois game coming in here. You know, but that's the way it is. That's the emotion you get when you go on the road with your team, when you come together to really do something special. And we had a great trip, and it's a little different when you come. That's why I try to tell the guys, it's a little different when you come back from Ball State than when you come back from Green Bay. And you have to remember that, and you have to take that into your preparation throughout going into the next one.
Also want to mention for fans and let them know there's a special event coming up with Indiana State November 15th, an annual day of giving for athletics, all in for Elevate, as everybody's going to be asked to make donations on November 15th. And I know that, you know, from your program, Kurtz, as well, you guys need all the support that you can get.
Well, it starts at the top. It starts at the top, and we're just so thankful for Dr. Curtis on down, for everyone giving us the opportunity. Hey, this is one big day where we all talk about, hey, let's all give money. Let's all donate. It is an arms race when you're talking about athletics. There's no question. But it's also, I remember my first time here, this campus has changed so much from when it was. Our reputation is so good now, and it's all about raising money, and it's what you do with that. Athletics, we're going to do our part. There's a lot of good people, and with Sherrard leading the way, this place is taking off, and just gives us as a day as a university as well as an athletic department to raise a bunch of money. I know there's coaches in here. I know Coach Mallory. I know Sherrard. I know myself. We're donating back too, and we're going to ask everybody to step up.
Indiana State getting set for a home game on Wednesday. We'll take our first time out with Coach Lansing. Come back with more here from 7th and Elm. This is the Greg Lansing Show presented by 7th and Elm Bar and Grill. And welcome back to 7th and Elm Bar and Grill. This is the Greg Lansing Show here tonight, presented by 7th and Elm. And for all the fans here, want to make note of something we mentioned on the radio on Friday. Win number 134 ties you for second place all time with Coach Waltman here on the ISU wins list. A special guy to both of us, and just want to say congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Fritzy. And you know the old man as well as I do, and just to be mentioned in the same breath as him is an honor to me. And like I said after the game, if I can be half the man and half the coach that guy was, then I'll be plenty happy. And and it just means I've been here a while. A lot of good players, a lot of good assistants helping me. And I mean, Coach Mallory tell you the same thing. It takes a whole heck of a lot more than what the one guy does. And I'm just honored to be here.
I will add all those good players and all those good coaches you brought here. So don't
a couple.
Yeah.
Couple.
Indiana State at home this week on Wednesday, as you get to a portion of your schedule where really you're going to have a lot of practice time this game Wednesday, but then a 10-day layoff before you play again.
That's what we're looking at, and we have guys that have been injured You can look at how Coach Mallory's dealt with all their injuries with they've had. It's a little different in basketball with our guys that they miss practice. They miss practice, and basketball is such an up and down sport. Our conditioning has really been hurt. It showed at Ball State in the second half. We gutted it out against a team that wanted to make you play full court, Green Bay. But during this 2 weeks is what let's look at it. The guys that have been sitting out of practice, you got to get in better shape. We got to concentrate on our execution. We got to get a lot better in a lot different ways, and that's what we're looking at. We have a lot of time here. We got McKendree coming in here on Wednesday, and we're it's going to be like a practice for us. We got to go out and just concentrate on us and lock in on us, and then when Western Kentucky gets in here, we know how good they are. They have a lottery pick coming in here, and we haven't fared so well against them. So it's a very, very important 2 weeks.
I will add from last week, I thought both of your freshmen came in and immediately looked Division I ready. Well,
I know, and that's the tough thing. D people say that, and D, and I'm very hard on D. I'm very hard on D. He's got a long ways to go as far as playing as hard as he needs to, doing the things that he needs to, but he tries, and he doesn't have fear, and he'll make a three, and he'll make a play on the offensive end and go in there and get you a rebound in the middle of stuff. And Blake plays the minutes he gets, it's just all out. I mean, he plays his tail off, but 2 of the 3 days going into Green Bay, he couldn't practice, right. And today he had a hard time practicing with the knee surgery and just little different things. So it's so different from freshmen at all different levels, and that's why I marvel at like football. I mean, how freshmen coming in and helping you at football, I mean, that's insane because our guys really have a hard time with it, but we're relying on 2 of them.
Indiana State with McKendree coming up on Wednesday as you work with your team this week. What kinds of things are you focused on in practice and getting ready for this one?
We haven't been a very good defensive team still yet. It's keeping the ball in front of you. It's communication in transition D. It's finishing a possession with a rebound. And we did a great job after just getting throttled at Ball State with second shots. We were a bunch of spectators. Whenever they shot, we were just spectators, and we didn't go out and get it. We did a good job against Green Bay in the first half with it, but then again, we had slippage in the second half, and you don't want to guard for 20 seconds and then the shot goes up and you give up another one and you have to guard them for another 20 seconds. So there's a lot of things that we have to worry about offensively. We're long. Green Bay you throw that out the window because you can't run your stuff the way they guard you. You just go down and you rely on you have a good players to make individual plays. So we're cleaning up execution. We're cleaning up just passing and catching and doing those things and really working on us for a couple weeks.
I know you had talked a lot about toughness and calmness with the ball. I think your guys did that on Friday.
Yeah, and that's why I have Jordan Barnes. That's why I have Tyreek Key. And I still think Clayton taking the ball out against pressure, Alante taking the ball out against pressure. Even D came up and was a receiver. You say against a team that plays like that, everybody has to be a receiver, and you have to have some courage with the ball and go ahead and make plays if they play it like that. We wanted to get layups or dunks or wide open threes, and I thought we did that.
Indiana State with McKendree coming up on Wednesday. Final thing for you. How much fun have you had watching Kurt Mallory and his team this year?
I'm telling you, people can talk about all in this year. I was all in from the time he walked on this place. I mean, there was no question. Just a great man, a good person, family guy. His staff, I've loved his staff, and I've been here for a long time, Fritzy. I've been other head coaches, other staffs, and doing this. I'm a huge football fan, so it's not going to matter to me. I'm gonna support Indiana State and do what we have to do. But the job that he has done is incredible. I know he's not satisfied with it yet. Win or lose, but to me, win or lose, I'm going to go over there on Saturday. We're going to give our guys a day off Saturday because I want to be there for when we whip their butt, the Leatherneck's butt, and go to the playoffs. But win or lose, this has been unbelievable. And I know there's just better things ahead because what the leader's all about. You know what his staff's all about and the type of guys he recruits. And I'm just really happy to be a part of what they're going through.
Coach, we really appreciate you visiting with us here, and best of luck coming up this week.
Thanks, Fritzy.
That's Greg Lansing. We'll take a timeout, come back with Sycamores head coach Kurt Mallory. This is the ISU Coaches Shows brought to you by 7th and Elm Bar and Grill.